What's up, everybody? You know what it is. Back at Fantasy Point Podcast. Let's talk about the NFL today. Thank you, Mike Jones. Still tipping on fofos. Doing an NFL podcast today. I was looking at something I wrote a few weeks ago when I planned on doing this, and it just didn't work out. But Patriots 3-4 start. They are 8-4 now. They had won that game to make them 3-4, and then they ran off another 5, so they've won 6 in a row. Pass look good. Pass look good. And I always say every time somebody asks me about the Patriots, I always tell them the first couple games is basically their preseason. They never treat their beginning of the regular season like their regular season. They work out all their kinks. They figure out what their lineups are, who's really gonna make an impact on both sides of the ball and special teams. And we've been watching this for 20 years with Belichick, guys, and we all know that they never really start that hot. They were always, with the years they were 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, yeah, sure. But for the most part, they started off a little slow and everybody would get nervous. But once it starts, Thanksgiving, once it comes to Thanksgiving, them motherfuckers is rolling. Mac Jones looks good. The off-season free agents looked like they were good additions. The rookie class over the last few years has really produced, and they've really shown up. Matthew Judon, Jakobi Meyers, and Kyle Duggar. Those are my 3 favorite Patriots to watch this season. Quarterback and running back is too easy. They touch the ball too much. Jakobi Meyers is just a humble dog. That guy he blocks downfield, he runs the right route, he hangs onto the ball, he gets his feet in before he goes out of bounds. I really like watching Jakobi Meyers. What's the word what's the word I'm looking for? Getting better. His progression, and him just turn into a reliable receiver. The guy's an undrafted free agent out of NC State. So he's not even supposed to be on the roster, and the guy's making a nice little career for himself. Matthew Judon is probably one of the best free agent acquisitions in the first year that the Patriots have acquired, period. Maybe Aqib Talib. He was a mid-season trade that was Aqib Talib. So as far as like an off-season free agent, I think they traded for Wes Welker too, actually. I don't think he was a free agent addition. I think he was a trade. Randy Moss. Well, Randy Moss was a trade. A free agent addition. Adalius Thomas for 1 year, but he was a kind of a douchebag for the rest of the time that he was there. I don't know. This is one of the biggest free agent additions that they had in a long time as far as impact goes. Revis might have been a trade. No, he was. No, I think you're right. I think Revis was a free agent signing. Good call. Darrelle Revis. There we go. That's a good one. There's a lack of games where they don't really get the doors blown off them. It's an off-season retool. They have rookies playing dominant roles, or excuse me, a high percentage of snaps, if you will, if you want to get, technical. But you look at Christian Barmore, you look at Mac Jones, you look at Ramondre Stevenson, and you're like, wow, they really hit on this year's draft class. So the Pats look good, 5 in a row. I think that they have a potential to make a serious run. They're playing Buffalo on Monday, and what a great game that this is going to be, guys. In fact, listen to this. So the Patriots and the Bills. The Patriots are 8-4. The Buffalo Bills are 7-4. The Patriots have scored 336 total points. The Bills have scored 326 total points. The Patriots have allowed 190 points. The Bills have allowed 182. So as far as like their offensive and defensive rank, this is a very evenly matched football game that we're going to have here on Monday. And I think it's going to be a good one. But guys, listen to this. The Patriots are... Do you guys know that the Patriots are 5-0 on the road? They're undefeated on the road. There's no team in the NFL that is undefeated on the road or at home this year. but the Patriots are undefeated on the road. They're 3-4 at home. 3-4. The Patriots never lose at home. They're 3-4 at home. They're 5-0 on the road. That's crazy to me. As someone who's been watching this team for and understanding football for about 30 years, it's just they never lose at home. They're undefeated on the road, and they're 3-4 at home. That blows my mind. So it's enough about the Patriots. One of the other things that I wrote from the old run sheet was the Chiefs' struggles. The Chiefs have turned it around, and they are now 7-4, and they're leading their division, and they play the Broncos on Sunday night, and they're going to smoke the Broncos. Pat Mahomes has never lost to the Broncos. They're 11-0 or 10-0 or something I heard, and they're going to absolutely destroy them. So you're looking at the AFC, and you got the Patriots technically currently at the number 1 seed in the AFC East. You got the Ravens at 8-3 in the AFC North. The Bengals are only a game behind them. And watching the Bengals are good. They lost to the Jets, so I mean I don't know if they're good, but the Bengals have a good record. Carson Palmer was the quarterback the last time the Bengals had a good record, and they weren't even like a team to be feared. And when I was growing up, I remember in the late 80s, the Bengals were a good team. They had the Icky Woods with the Icky Shuffle. YouTube that. It's a fun dance. And then you got the Titans, who we just beat to make 8-4, and they were riddled with injuries. They lead the AFC South, and then again, the Chiefs are now 7-4, and they lead the AFC West. And then you have the NFC. The Cowboys won last night, I believe. Today's Saturday. They won 2 nights ago. So they won on Thursday night. The Packers are running the table at 9-3. I don't think they're going to lose the game for the rest of the year. The Bucks are 8-3, and the Cardinals are 9-2. I'm not worried about the Cardinals. Kyler Murray's been hurt. The fact that they're 9-2 really surprised me because I feel like Kyler Murray hasn't really even. I think he's been injured for the last 2 or 3 games. I don't think he's even played. They've scored 310 points, and they're 6-0 on the road. Okay, I lied. I was wrong. I said the Patriots were the only undefeated team on the road. The Cardinals are 6-0 on the road, which means they shouldn't be in Arizona. I moved them to Mexico in my Madden league, so for whatever that's worth. I mean, guys, both conferences are wide open. They're absolutely wide open. No, there's no guarantee that this, Team A and Team B are going to meet in the Super Bowl, and that's fun. That's fun. I mean, Brady obviously was going to go win the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay because he's Tom. The Chiefs just decided to pick a bad day to go play football. It had nothing to do with whether or not they were good. You don't fuck with Tom in Super Bowls unless you're the Giants. We learned that the hard way twice. You know what I mean? Fuck the Giants. Anyway, it's a fun NFL season. A lot of people talk about the MVP race. I'm not going to talk about it because there's 8 gajillion NFL podcasts. In fact, I'm probably just going to wrap this one up because it's my opinion on the NFL. And let's be honest, I'm not Bill Simmons or Ryan Russillo or anything like that. So who the fuck cares what I have to say about football? But hey, like and subscribe to the podcast. Check it out. Help a brother out. You know what I mean? I want to talk about this stuff and not go to work every day. You know what I mean? So help a brother out. Watch football. Enjoy it. I want to apologize for the college football episode. I don't know what came over me. It was just something that I wanted to talk about, and I had to get off my chest, and I promise it will never happen again.
We're working out the kinks here.
Please like and subscribe to the podcast. I really need you guys to help me out. I don't want to be famous. It's just, after the Island Boys and now Pete Davidson slinging dick each fucking, from West Coast to East Coast, and he's really weird looking, man. It's just, I'm sure it's good. Whatever.
Monster.
Yeah, so like and subscribe to the podcast. Share it to your buddies. It's a different, it's a different outlook on the sports. All right? On the sports. Sports. Shout out to Norm McDonald. Thank you for listening. It's Patty C's Point Podcast. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Don't tell anybody under the age of 13. I don't think that's really that appropriate.
Let's even go shoot that number.
Yeah, maybe maybe rate it TV Ma. That's TVMA. unless you live from the New England area. Anyway, thanks for listening to the podcast. Merry Christmas if I don't talk to you, and a happy, happy New Year, yeah.